What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this one, we have 8 reasons why Poland is an amazing country to live. Now, before we jump into these reasons, if you guys happen to enjoy this video, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and let's dive right in.
Today we're going to talk about Poland as a country and why it is such an amazing country to live in, especially for men. Starting with number 1, high quality of life. Poland is a rapidly developing Central European country with very modern and newly built infrastructure. This is probably the most important thing I noticed when I first came to Poland about 3 years ago. I live in the capital, Warsaw, and let me tell you, I have never felt this good in my life. I absolutely love the cleanliness and the orderliness of the city. And I also love the robust and affordable public transportation. Almost everywhere you go, it just feels so peaceful and civilized. Food is very organic and high quality, and the people are just so friendly, humble, and happy. I feel so grounded and motivated while living here. It truly is a place where you can feel at peace with life, and the more time you spend here, the more it feels like home. There's nothing ostentatious or opulent on display here, because again, Polish people are very humble and down to earth. Almost everything is designed for comfort and convenience. It is absolutely an amazing place to find love and to raise a family. And that takes us to number 2.
I think that's very amazing. Quality of life is always going to be huge. A place also where you can find love and raise a family is big time. As you see here, I'm from the U.S. and so here, raising a family can be scary here, I feel like, because you have all the dangers. The U.S. isn't as focused as cleanliness as I'm sure Poland is. But although there are some cities that are going to be more focused than others, so I won't speak for the whole country. But as cleanliness wise, safety wise, statistically, Poland is just a much more safe place to raise a family. But it definitely does sound like a place where you can have a high quality life, which is incredible.
Top tier dating life. Poland is well known to have some of the most beautiful women in the world. That's not a surprise.
Hearing this.
It is absolutely a paradise if you are a man who's living here long term. However, what truly makes Poland special is the dating culture and the personality of the Polish women. For the third time, Polish people are very humble and down to earth, and that includes the women. Based on my own experience and many of that of my friends, Polish women are very feminine, very humble, very long-term oriented, and fairly independent. Let me explain. When Polish women look for a partner, they always assess the long-term compatibility first. Now, this does not mean that they evaluate you for a potential long-term relationship and marriage right away. What it really means is that they want you to stick around, even if it's for the short term, so they could revisit you in the future and evaluate more. If you are just a tourist who comes here for a few weeks or a few months, it is unlikely that they will take you seriously and get intimate with you. Polish women are far less materialistic than women from other countries, especially Western countries. Again, it stems from the humbleness in the culture. What they really look for is integrity and stability. You don't need a six-pack, 6 foot height and 6-figure salary to be able to date beautiful women here. Most of them simply want a man who is stable, who is fun, who is kind, and who has the potential to raise a family. Flashing your Western money and Western status won't work here, because most Polish women, they work hard, they got their own money. They're raised in a good family with parents still together. What you really need in order to successfully date here is to clean up, look at your best, present yourself as a local resident, and of course, have some ambition and interesting hobbies. Moving on to number 3.
Absolutely love that. So top tier dating life. Women are very humble, very down to earth, non-materialistic. They don't care about your money, and then they take dating seriously. They're dating to marry, right? So if you're just a tourist that's gonna be there for a couple weeks, it ain't no little quickies, no one night stands, no getting intimate with you. We focused on long term. And so, right, you date to see if, hey, is this a person that I can raise a family with? Is this a person that would be a good father to my children? Is this a person that I can be compatible with long term? They're always looking for that long term. Not immediately, but I guess over time as dating. And I think anybody who's serious about marriage and starting a family with somebody looks at life, looks at dating that way, right? Is this the person that I would want to raise my children? Is this the person I can be happy for the rest of my days with? This, and I absolutely love that. Shout out to the Polish women.
Safety. Because Poland has such a humble people and such a civilized society, it is very, very, very safe here. Like I mentioned before, everywhere you go, it just feels so peaceful. There are no homeless people on the streets begging you for money, no violent gangs, no dangerous ghettos. Violent crimes are very, very rare. Sometimes I will go out with my friends and come home very late, 3 a.m., 5 a.m. even. But it is perfectly safe to walk on the streets alone, even that late at night. People are usually just minding their own business, drinking and having fun. Nobody's gonna drug you, nobody's gonna rob you, nobody's gonna stab you. I'm honestly shocked at how safe it is. Me and my friends have been living here for years, and we have never been in an uncomfortable situation, let alone a dangerous situation. But occasionally you do see some street brawls around bars and the clubs, but that's all you're going to see. On the other hand, a lot of people are really concerned about the situation between Russia and Ukraine and the possibility of the conflict spilling over to Poland. Let's just say I have done extensive research on this topic. Long story short, 99.99% chance that Russia won't invade Poland. If it did, then nowhere in the world is safe. Number 4 is the high level.
That's a good point. And then, I mean, there may be that tiny percentage of a chance, but you still see Poland arming themselves to the teeth. But when you see that, it's more not because they're preparing for war, although it is preparation in a sense. It's more of trying to deter a war from ever happening. Like, hey, you see everything we got. You sure you want to mess with us? But hopefully, Russia and Ukraine figure it out to where Poland doesn't take over Ukraine. So I'm praying that happens. But safetiness in Poland, like I said, I'm from the U.S., which is not considered a safe country at all, where we have more guns than citizens, where you have so many different school shootings, so many different mass shootings, so many different crimes. So somewhere like Poland, I can assume is a lot safer. And I not just assume, but you can look at the statistics and factually, it's just a lot safer place.
Level English. I am a polyglot with 4 languages under my belt: English, Chinese, Russian, and Spanish. My name is Shane. 我的名字叫善英. Me llamo Shane. Здравствуйте, меня зовут Shane. However, I still really appreciate when a country has a high-level English-speaking population. My native language is English, and needless to say, I find it extremely comfortable and convenient to be able to communicate with the vast majority of the Polish people. I would say about 90% of the population under the age of 40 have either fluent or semi-fluent English level. You won't have any communication problems whether you're asking for directions, you're going on a date, or ordering food at a restaurant, or getting a checkup in a clinic. If you are considering visiting Poland or deciding to move here or not, the transition is very, very smooth because there is no language barrier. Should you learn Polish? This is a question I get asked a lot. And the answer is, it's really up to you. Since the English level here is so high, you won't need Polish for 95% of things that you do in life. Unless, let's say, you decided to move here permanently and try and get citizenship, or you want to do business here where you will meet a lot of people who are older than the age of 40. Then you definitely need to learn Polish. For me personally, I have not studied Polish at all. First, because I'm not 100% sure that this is the country I want to completely settle down in. And second, Polish is a very, very hard language to learn, and it requires serious commitment. And to me, that time is better spent on something of a higher priority. Moving to number 5.
The fact that he already speaks 4 languages is absolutely mind-blowing. If you ask me, like, I only speak 1. But the one I speak, he said, hey, you're good. People under 40, they all have a semi-fluent to fluent level of English, so you're good. You're going to be able to do 95% of things with only being able to speak English. Now, if you plan to live there long term, you plan to gain citizenship or plan to do business there, then you're going to need to learn some Polish. But other than that, not really a necessity, which is absolutely a phenomenal thing. Like, because, yeah, I have seen different videos of different visitors to Poland that are from outside of Poland that talk about how hard the Polish language is to learn.
Rapid development. Why is this important? Because of opportunities, both economically and socially. Economically, Poland has grown tremendously over the past decade. Infrastructure-wise,
Yes.
a lot more new apartments are being built, a lot of new businesses are coming into the country, and a lot more institutions are forming as well. This means that it is a great place to find jobs and investments. For example, real estate alone has grown over 50% in the past 3 years. Poland is also going through rapid social development as well. Because of the rapid economic development that Poland is experiencing, it has attracted a lot of tourists, expats, as well as foreign businesses. Certain cities like Warsaw are becoming increasingly larger and more international. So when you come here, you'll have lots of opportunities to meet people from all over the world. Personally, I have met a great number of people who are very successful and made friends with them. It is incredible for networking and personal growth because the people that you get in contact with become part of your life, which in turn gives yourself the right energy to push yourself harder in order to reach your goals. I've met content creators who gave me new ideas and pushed me for more growth. I have met business owners and investors who share their experience with me and motivate me to venture into new territories. And I have even met dating experts who gave me insights and deep knowledge into the Polish dating culture. All these connections have made me a more knowledgeable, more ambitious, and more experienced individual. Number 6,
First of all, I love that about him, that he was able to seek out these kind of connections that would make him a better overall, well-rounded individual in terms of business, in terms of YouTube, in terms of dating, just wanting to be better in all areas of life. Like, that's truly amazing. And he went and found people who could help him become better in all these areas. So not only is Poland a great place to make connections, I want to applaud like his ambition to go out there, right, and want to be better in all areas of life and become a more well-rounded, more knowledgeable individual. Like, that's really awesome of him.
Location. Poland is located in the heart of Europe, making it a very convenient base to travel. If you come to Poland and decide that it is not a country for you, you can always take a quick flight to another country of your interest. Some of my friends did not like Poland, so they just took a 2-hour flight to either Romania, Ukraine, or Serbia. Even though I love Poland, but sometimes I do get bored here and wanting something more exotic and luxurious. So in that case, I can just take a 2.5-hour flight to London and enjoy the top tier first world city life, or I can take a flight to either Greece, Spain, or Italy for a quick weekend vacation to experience a completely different scenery with a much more relaxed culture. It is just super convenient and hassle-free. It feels great knowing that you're only hours away from almost a completely different life experience. Number 7, this is a big one. The affordable cost of living. I absolutely love how affordable Poland is. Now, I live in the capital Warsaw and near the center, so the prices here are actually a lot higher than the rest of the country, but it is still lower than majority of the cities in the US. Uber rides are super cheap, ranging from $5 to about $20, and that's the cap. A meal at a decent restaurant is about $12 to $20. Going out to clubs and bars, drinks about $8 to $15. Personally, I rarely use Uber now, and I have fully adapted to the public transportation here. And tram, bus, and metro tickets are around $1. I also stopped eating out so often. Now I cook all of my food at home with an air fryer, and I eat very well. 90% of my diet is consist of high quality meat cuts. Yet they're super affordable from the local supermarket or the butcher. My grocery bill is probably around $400 to $500 a month. Despite all this, I have to say that the one thing that's really expensive here is probably the housing. Since Europe is so cramped and the space is really limited, real estate is very valuable, especially after the war in Ukraine. I pay around $1,300 for a 50 square meter, 1-bedroom apartment that's 15 minutes away from the center, but it's fully furnished and it's very modern. So my total budget is about $2,000 a month. That's almost 50 times less than the budget I had while I was living in the US. Last but not least, number 8.
50%? God dang, boy, you have to, I mean, shoot, my budget here actually is like $2,500 a month. When I think take in like bills, rent, all of that is around 2,500. So it sounds about right. See, okay, shout out my boy.
Poland is gorgeous. Now, I love Warsaw and that's why I'm living here. But Poland's other cities definitely deserve a serious visit. Last year, I went to Gdansk for a concert and I was very, very impressed. It's a northern coastal city to the Baltic Sea, and the city was absolutely beautiful. The architecture was amazing, almost reminded me of Scandinavia. Even though it was a lot less modern, a lot smaller than Warsaw, but the sea, the forests, the air were just phenomenal. And the architecture there were just so colorful and really brings out this positive vibe to the city. I'm also very curious about Krakow because I've heard nothing but good things about the city from all my friends. It's a city that's full of culture, full of nature, and full of history. It has a lot of those medieval old-style European buildings, which I love. Lots of lakes, lots of forests, lots of parks, and historical sites. It's definitely a city that we'll visit very soon in the future. But in summary, Poland is a country full of natural landscapes, rich history, vibrant culture, as well as modern features. But the weather can be a turnoff for a lot of people. For me, I like the dynamic seasons that Poland has. Each season brings a different kind of beauty to the country. Spring and summer are full of lush green with blooming flowers and lively outdoor activities. Autumn turned the forests and the parks into the stunning scenery of red, orange, and yellows. Winter, however, is not so pleasant. 5 to 6 months out of the year is just pure greatness. Very little sunlight and it can get very rainy and windy. There can be snow which can make the landscape and scenery a lot more beautiful, but it's still overall a very brutal period for a lot of people. For me, winter is not so bad. I guess I'm just used to it. I stay inside most of the time and focus on my work. But for most people, it can definitely be depressing. Alright guys, I hope this video gave you some insights into Poland as a country, and in the near future I'll be filming a lot more outdoor content so you guys can see what exactly Poland is like and what's the day-to-day life really is like here. Thank you for watching and I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, I've got to react to a couple different cities in Poland. I got to react to like a drone flying over a lot of different cities in Poland, and it is absolutely a gorgeous country. It is very clean. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful. I love the modern, but also you got the historic building, so it's kind of mixing both in. I think it's an absolute amazing country. From everything that I've heard so far, I haven't heard anything bad just yet. I will say sometimes I look and the food, I'm like, I don't know how well I personally would enjoy, but that's just my taste in food. But everything that I've seen, Poland looks like an absolutely incredible place. You guys tell me, do you guys have any complaints in Poland? Like, is there anything that you have to criticize or what you change? That's what I want to know. That I've seen the beauty, I've seen the incredibleness. Tell me if there's anything that you complain about, anything like that. But if you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and check out the next one. I'll see you guys next time.